Did you know that science fiction goes back as far as 1816? That's when Mary Shelley sat among a group of writers who challenged each her to come up with a ghost story. Shelley came up with Frankenstein.
But that's a horror story.
Many people think that. But the historical context of the novel, the beginnings of the Industrial Revolution and how it would change society forever, means we can classify it as science fiction. What are the ethical consequences of letting machines take over human work? Could the new machines actually take over the process of creating life?
Whoa. But how does it differ from fantasy?
Science fiction is what could happen if technology allowed it. The laws of physics permit the events of science fiction to occur if we, as a society, can figure it out.
So science fiction includes things like robots, space colonies, superintelligent beings.
Yes, those things can occur. And that concept of possibilities separates science fiction from fantasy. Robots taking over the world? Possible, if science gets away from us. Zombies taking over? Not likely, since people don't transform into the undead that must be shot in the head to be stopped.
Can you give some examples?
Sure. Classic science fiction authors include H.G. Wells. Doing most of his writing at the end of the 19th century, Wells' stories include The Time Machine, in which the protagonist uses time travel to arrive in the year 800 and 2701. In another Wells novella, The War of the Worlds, the Earth finds itself invaded by Martians.
I remember hearing something about that. In 1938, Orson Welles, no relation to H.G., created a radio broadcast that frightened Americans so much that people thought Martians had really landed in New Jersey.
Isaac Asimov also contributed much to science fiction. Many people consider his Foundation series, which includes 7 books, a must for any serious science fiction fan. It spans 500 years and, although it is clearly science fiction, it draws on the themes of the Roman Empire, Nazism and Manifest Destiny while attempting to answer life's questions.
Those focus on technology hardware. Can science fiction include other type of science?
Absolutely. Aldous Huxley and Michael Crichton turned their attention to biology. When Huxley wrote Brave New World in 1932, reproductive technologies, common today, seemed fantastical. But in the book he conceives of a world where every aspect of human life, starting with its very beginnings, is controlled by technology.
And Michael Crichton. I like Jurassic Park.
Absolutely. Do you remember what one of the characters said? Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should. Finally, Ray Bradbury, in Fahrenheit 451, creates a dystopia, a future society in which television has replaced all reading and critical thought, making people mere robots to those in charge.
So they wanted to create a perfect society and ended up with a pretty dysfunctional one.
Definitely. So science fiction is about more than just a view of what life might be like in the future. It often serves as a commentary on what could happen if we let technology run too far.